Hey guys, so this is a guide for Captive of Transcendentality Type 2, and this is a 10 million score guide. I know some of you has already been asking how to get 30 million and stuff, but still I'm doing a 10 million because for 30 million you do need portrait, you do need to invest like maybe R15 getting your side cube to A5, which I still think for most players is very difficult to do. So yeah, and the game also will adjust the difficulty for raids, making it so that we only need 10 million to get all the rewards, right? So from 30 million down to 10 million, which actually is a very good thing because if they don't, the only way to easily for players to achieve 30 million is to power creep some of the old units. So basically means the newer banner coming in, their damage will be so crazy that you can easily hit 30 million. And that will really interrupt the balance of the game. So I'm quite happy that, instead of boosting everyone's damage so much higher, they decide to reduce the score. Okay. The last we got that was during Liang Yue's patch because we noticed after Liang Yue and Noir, the characters after that just basically do a lot more damage, and which is why nobody is using Noir anymore. Liang Yue is a limited character, that time was still good, but Noir was the sad one, right? So luckily this time they didn't go with that approach and didn't just power creep every other units that came before the adjustment. For the general part, this is a type 2 raid. So the general mechanics here, there's no more obscurity, so there's no more witness rounds, so it's fixed at 20 rounds. You win, you lose, that 20 round it ends. It will not extend, okay? And this mechanics for type 2, it replaces with Afflatus Guard. So this guard has a value of 1 million, okay? And it depletes by Afflatus bonus damage. So this boss is weak against spirit and intelligence. So if you use character that is spirit and intelligence and you damage the boss, it will reduce this Afflatus Guard. Once the Afflatus Guard is broken, then the boss HP segment would deplete by 2, and that's equivalent to 200,000 damage. But it will instantly recover in the next round, so you can deplete it again. So definitely you want to use character that is spirit and or intelligence. So for this raid, I have prepared the infographic, so you can check the video description. I shared the link there, so you can go to the Google Drive that I created and download this guide or this infographic, alright? But anyway, the remaining of this video is me explaining the infographic, so if you don't need that, you can just stop the video right now and then you can directly read the boss guide, okay? By downloading the infographic. Alright. So the first part, the main mechanic, the stage mechanic, it boosts spirit and intelligence unit. So definitely use them, okay? The stage mechanic will increase their attack, relative defense, mental defense, and max HP. So, in terms of spirit and intelligence, the character that we have now is basically most of it is a Dynamo and Lingering Glow. Okay, spirit, DPS, at the moment we don't have much, but you can use Mercuria. I will share a Mercuria video, her as a DPS, maybe tomorrow or the day after. Alright, but basically she can work, okay? Not 30 million, but 10 million, she can do it. Okay, the second part is when there's an array, allies will gain ceremonious stacks, and ceremonious will boost alt damage. So use alt unit or dynamo unit. Dynamo unit DPS, if not using alt, can store ceremonious up to 100 stacks, and then granting them up to 300% ultimate might. So Lucy, for example, Brume and Corvus, if they don't use their ultimate, their follow-up attack will deal a lot of damage because they can use the ultimate might from Ceremonious. Next, Answer. This is a debuff that the enemy inflicts on us, and it will inflict 3 stack at the start of the round, and it reduces alt and incantation might. So we want to quickly remove these stacks. If you use a single target attack against the boss, then it will reduce the stack by 2. So meaning using 2 single target attack will clear the answer stacks on your ally, on your unit. Okay, if it's for AoE, then it's just 1 stack. So you got to use 3 AoE attack to fully remove it. So what you want to do here is that you bring a unit that can do multiple attacks. Okay, next is you have to be careful with this debuff called Brainwash and Paralyze. That's because Brainwash will reduce max HP. So this is a bit of a problem if you bring like Nautica's team, because with their max HP reduced, although Spirit unit does gain 20% max HP, but here it will reduce it back. Then every time you lose 25% of the value of your max HP, then you will be inflicted with this Brainwash and Paralyze. Paralyze, the problem is that 2 Paralyze will then inflict daze on your character. So it is a problem if you keep doing it. And apart from that, the boss attack, okay, not the ultimate attack, but the normal attack, one of it inflicts Brainwash, another inflicts Paralyze. So, you know, if you don't do anything, eventually keep getting attacking, you will still be inflicted with all this debuff. So what you want to do here especially is to deal with Paralyze, because it will eventually turn to Daze, and once you are in Daze status, you want to cleanse it. So bring Sustain that can cleanse frequently, okay, or else your character will always be Dazed and it will become a problem. Enigma, Marsha, they can deal with it, okay. Boss does single target attack, but they hit really hard. So here actually this whole fight is made for Enigma. Enigma's bastion is that no matter who is hit, everything will just go to bastion. And bastion basically is like you combine 4 shields and that equals to 1 bastion. So the value is like really high, like 30 over 1000. So even the enemy does like 10,000 or 20,000, it's not going to penetrate through bastion. Alright, but on the other hand, if you bring like Marsha basically like distribute it, right? Everyone have a shield, but the shield value is not that high compared to bastion because everyone has it. So let's say if Bastion like 30,000, then Marsha maybe is like 7,000 on each character. So if the boss does like 15,000, it's still going to penetrate through your shield, and a few times it does that and you will die. Okay, which is why Enigma is really good for this fight. But, you know, if you just want to get 10 million, there's no problem using Marsha, because the boss do a lot of damage after you hit over 10 million score, and when about round 12 13 onward, that is when the boss will kill you. And here the first team that I'll recommend is Dynamo units, because they fit all the conditions this boss or this stage needs. Like they have follow-up attack, they are mostly spirit and intelligence, they have array, so they deal with all the mechanics that the boss can throw at you. Okay, with Enigma also cleansing, very easy that you will block the paralysis and daze. Okay, so no problem that this entire team can survive all the way until 20th round, even after you get like a lot of scars on the enemy. Okay, but here one problem with Lucy is that there is no minions for you to kill, so you can't really do so many follow-up attack. Okay, but Lucy can still work at least up to 10 million. If you want to get 30 million, then probably not. Team 2 here is Brume. Interestingly, Brume has no damage bonus Afflatus on the enemy, but Brume does enough damage for you to even get up to 20 million. Okay, my Brume is P0 and I was able to hit 20 million. So pretty cool. You should try it out. But again, don't use your ultimate because you want to stack that ceremonious stacks. Team 3 here is actually the best team for Dynamo because there's Corvus. Corvus is the queen of raids and it does a lot of damage against single target. And now with Enigma able to charge the pulsing field in 1 round, Corvus will do so much damage. Alright. However, if you are using Flurry Page, do be careful. A lot of people has commented on the comment section previously. The thing is that with Flutter page, you won't be able to charge pulsing field that quickly. So what you want to do is you want to get Corvus ultimate during, after the pulsing field reset back to level 1. You want to use the ultimate because that will give a boost of Dynamo to the pulsing field so you can quickly charge it back up to pulsing field level 3 again. So yeah, please be careful. Don't just not use Corvus Ultimate. But if you're using the full Dynamo team, then yes, don't use their ultimate. Store up that ceremonious and boom, you can do easily over 1.5 million damage, even at the very end of the fight. And even at just R11P0 Corvus, because that's what my Corvus is. And the last team here, another intelligent character, DPS, is Beryl. Okay, Beryl doesn't do single target on her follow-up attack, so she does mass follow-up attack, but she triggers so many times that she can easily remove all the answer stacks, so no problem. Okay, both Beryl and Isol having bonus Afflatus also helps, and Marsha have cleansing, so you don't have to worry about days. Okay, so do it as usual. Play this team as you will every 2 rounds, the rotation. Okay, you can watch the rotation video. There's a lot of people already done it, so I have it as well. So you can check that out just by searching for Lingering Glow rotation. Just one thing is, like I say, boss can penetrate through Marsha's shield. So especially when the boss is doing ultimate attack, do manually cast Marsha's shield to thicken up her shield and can withstand the attack from the boss. Alright, so that's all for this guide. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day.